All right, hey everyone. We don't know if this is an extension of the last episode or a bonus episode. So I'm not really introducing everybody because you may have already been introduced. But we just went and watched Marcel the Shell with shoes on, and we had been talking about maybe doing an episode with like 3 different movies in it, but then Trevor's lame ass could only watch one movie. So
He's like making money.
I see where his priorities lie.
Oh my goodness. Whatever.
And yeah, I've been really excited for this movie. It's A24. It is a YouTube short from like 10 to 11 years ago. And the same guy that did those shorts 10 years ago was able to direct a full feature length movie, and that's what we went and saw. And we wanted to do a little short review over it because, or at least I did, and Tristen wanted to as well. And we watched this about an hour ago, so we might have spoilers. I mean, it's a really calm, slow,
Yeah.
So you can listen to us talk about it and then go watch it if you want. But recommendations right up here at the top. I definitely recommend going and watching this. I think it's almost for everyone. I think there are a few people that are gonna be like, "This is boring."
I think it's good for our generation too. Like people who watched it when it came out.
Well, I'm not one of those people.
You're not one of those people?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Now, granted, maybe I did, and I just don't remember.
I guess what I'm saying.
I knew what Marcel the Shell with shoes on was. Like, I knew that was an internet. Sorry, my throat's going crazy. Internet sensation. Like I
Okay.
had heard about it, but didn't really know what it was. Like, and then the movie was
didn't-
getting like pushed, and I was like, oh, that's like something that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like a remake of an old like TV show or something. Until I like looked it up and actually watched the original YouTube videos.
I didn't remember it at all.
Yeah.
Until you guys were talking about it, and then I watched a
Yeah,
clip
watch it with me.
you, and it all came back to me.
Yeah, and like I said, I may have watched them when I was 13. Well, not that young. I'd have been around 16.
Yeah, we were in high school.
So maybe I did watch it. That's not the point though. Like this.
I'm just saying, if you remember it. From
Yeah,
back
if
then,
you
you're
remember
gonna
it from
really
back
like
then, and you enjoyed those little clips, like now you get to enjoy it
Yeah.
again.
And it's the same like witty
Yeah,
humor.
Marcel is the same funny little goofy dude he is, voiced by the same exact person that voiced him in the originals, who is
Jenny Slate.
Jenny Slate.
Yeah, that's Marcel, and everything that she does, I just get more impressed with her as she grows as an actress.
Yeah,
love you, Jenny Slate.
Yeah, if you're listening.
Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah,
Mona Lisa.
okay, you can't get over her stupid Parks and Rec character.
Yeah, I love.
Which is
Mona
meant to be
Lisa.
stupid, but
she's also in Raising Hope.
Oh,
she's
gotcha.
she's wonderful.
Okay. Well, so there's the recommendation, and like I said, we're gonna just talk about the whole thing. Probably only be 20 minutes or whatever. But what did you think about the movie?
Yeah, I really liked it. I was extremely hangry when I was watching it, so I couldn't
Very much so.
fully appreciate it.
Even though I was like, "Hey, look, there's food. We can get some right now," and you were like, "No, the line's too long." And I'm like, "Okay, so you're just gonna be mad for 2 hours as we watch this movie?" But I can't say that because then you just get more mad at me.
Yep. And now you just told the whole world our argument. Okay. Anyway, not everyone needs to know that about me, Easton.
I think we've already stated on this podcast multiple times, you are a hangry individual, and if you do not get food and
okay.
time, the world is in trouble.
Anyway. Stop. We're all done talking about that. Anyway, I liked it. I thought it was cute. it was not what I was expecting.
Not
it
at
was
all.
very different than what I was expecting.
And I was a little scared because the little shorts that we get growing up, or 10 years ago or whatever, were like these little cute little stories. But they were 3.5 minutes long, and you're like, I don't know how this is gonna fare.
And there wasn't really like a story to them.
No, which was fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, how is this gonna
play out
for a 90-minute movie? Like that's a long time to just be sitting on these like cute little stories with some witty like charismatic character in it.
Yeah.
But that's a long time. And yeah, the story was completely different. I didn't really pay attention to the trailers much. I think I watched a trailer, and if you guys haven't noticed this, apparently I watch all these trailers and I forget and I act like I didn't watch the trailer, and I think that's kind of what happened here. I watched it, but I was
like, because I watched it in the bedroom and I was like, oh, I cried in the trailer, and you were like, yeah, I already saw it.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I thought they had a good story. It took them a long time to get to the part that I was waiting for, which I thought was supposed to be the main point, but then we were there for
what?
An hour.
The Z's in the Word document?
No.
You were waiting for that for so long.
I wasn't waiting for
I
had forgotten about it, and then
really?
it happened, and I was like...
He stood on a keyboard a couple times, and I was waiting for that to happen.
I think it was the grandma.
It was.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he was standing on a keyboard. And I was
Oh.
expecting that to be a drawback or like a callback. And then they finally made it, I guess. Marcel isn't big enough.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Because he has to like jump to push buttons. Grandma's
on the phone, at least.
On the keyboard too. Because he searched
you can't
stuff.
Just walk on the keyboard.
I
thought
think
he was
so.
jumping to letter to letter.
That'd be pretty impressive if you have a letter S and you have to jump to letter P.
Hey, he's an impressive dude.
Well, he was having a hard time jumping over one number on the cell phone. So
I'm just saying.
anyways, the worst thing you can do while going into this movie is thinking about the continuity. Too big a word? Oh, sorry.
You really hate me.
No,
today.
I don't.
You really do.
Just with the shells and everything else, like, okay, like how do they, like, a lot of this movie is like, how does he function? Well, it doesn't really make sense how he like functions as just a shell with shoes on.
Oh.
But like, it's fine. Like, you can't think about that too much.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun and goofy. And is it realistic? Absolutely not.
But it's an realistic telling.
Yes.
It's a realistic telling of an unrealistic.
This isn't The Secret Life of Arietti where it's a small person and like you're getting to see how they survive and it's all practical. Like, it's all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it is like real. Like, that's really how a small person would survive.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't have arms makes it like all of this practically impossible.
Right.
But they just like floss over it. And like they don't try to compensate and make something weird. It's just like, oh, you never see like how these things get set up or how he really gets to this exact spot. He's just there. And like they do things like with the honey and stuff like that to kind of tell you like, oh, well, this is how he does it. But you know, practically, if you really thought about it, that wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
Like, how does he get the tennis ball back up the stairs?
Exactly.
Stuff like that. Like, if you really thought about it.
I thought that too, but then I was like, this doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like,
and I said, that's what I mean. If you go into it thinking about continuity of like, is this like real? Like, is this, first of all, it's not real at all. It's a shell that can talk and whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if you try to apply realistic physics to it all, it really wouldn't work. But it's go into it and don't shut that off in your brain. Which I know we usually say don't shut off your brain, but just shut off that little piece.
Well, it's like that's not the main part of the movie,
100%
right?
not.
So there's a lot of other things to think about, and that's the humor in it too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's still like witty and fun. It's very calm though.
Yeah,
and
this movie works so well because this guy created such a great character. And the first thing, I don't know about the first thing, I'm not 100% a filmmaker or anything, but having a really solid, great character, I mean, can carry a movie for you.
Yeah.
And they had that, and like they still had to work around it. by adding other elements and creating a story that you were drawn into and wanted. But that character was there, and the focus was him, and he was so good that he literally was in 99.9% of this movie and carried it and was great the entire time, even as a little stop motion shell. And as somebody that doesn't like stop motion, I really didn't even notice it was stop motion. So, which I think was a good decision too. Instead of animated or something.
Yeah, I did. I did like that.
Character design,
especially
for all of them
because
were great.
it was supposed to feel real.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped them.
I also just like how they gloss over that entirely. Like everybody's just like not weirded out about a shell that can talk.
Yeah.
And like it totally talks like these people are in the background. These shells. Like the previous owners didn't know that they existed.
Right.
And that most people that rent out this Airbnb, which is a good bit, which was a good bit, the Airbnb stuff. But they also don't know that he's there for the most part because he kind of just stays in the background.
Yeah. He said when people come around, we try not to.
Yeah. But then, like, obviously people know he exists because this random independent filmmaker or whatever decides to come in and film him.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he went there specifically.
Oh, you think so?
I think that's what it said. During the 60-minute thing. But nonetheless, whether he just saw him or not, it wasn't like a what the hell, like this is a shell, like that wasn't the movie,
right?
Which I think is great. Like
they just made it normal.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, well, here's a shell that can talk.
Yeah,
and has shoes on and an eye that blinks.
Yeah,
I like the blinking animation. I know. What?
It reminded me of a pea.
Yeah,
I think that was their inspiration.
Yeah. The movie takes a documentary style narrative story, which I think worked really well, especially because that's how they could tie in how the character was originally made. And then it also tied it in as in like those YouTube videos were like a slice of real life. Yeah. Like instead of this guy 11 years ago making a video about this random like stop motion animation a shell, it's kind of like, oh no, he he found a shell that could talk and he just recorded it and put it on YouTube and it got 30 million views, and I thought that was a great bit, a great way to tell this story.
I was wondering how they were gonna go about, like, were they gonna pretend that this is 10, 11 years ago?
Yeah.
Or are they? Yeah, and they went with modern.
They went 100%
with the
modern. Yeah.
Airbnb stuff and all of that, and I
TikTok
thought,
and all that.
Yeah, and like getting a ton of views out of nowhere. I liked that aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube was a thing 10 years ago, so, like, and strong, so they could have got views out of nowhere. But
yeah, but I just feel like anybody can put anything on TikTok and it may or may not take off.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
That's what I had liked anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of things I liked, but
yeah. This movie adds to the Marcel story with his whole family, and that's kind of the driving force of the movie, which I thought was great because it's not something introduced in his shorts as far as I remember. And so it's a completely new idea that he throws in about this shell, and it brings in so much more emotion to the character, and yeah, just a really heartwarming story that I think a lot of people can connect to, especially with his grandma. Like that whole story arc was something that I feel like a lot of people can connect to, just the not wanting change and not wanting to let people go and all of that. And I thought that was a great way to have something so silly as a shell that can talk and still be able to connect it to what people really feel all the time.
Yeah,
I think it did that a lot.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, actually. I was trying to think of like good aspects of the movie, and it all just comes back to Marcel.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's just a really great character.
Yeah.
And I think like he's fun and witty and cute, and then he can be like really deep and super relatable, and like in the span of like the same scene.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that they can have a character like that.
Yeah.
And I think that comes from too the fact that he's not human or like not real.
Yeah.
because something so great, people don't want to attach that to a human, really.
Also, it's not just something so great. It's like there is something off about him.
Yeah.
And like if it was a person, like maybe I'm stretching it out or making a stretch here, but you might even tie it to like a level 1 autism kind of thing. And like, but it's a shell. Like, okay, so like this is just like, so you accept the abnormalities of him more because it's like, well, it's not a human, so it's going to be a little bit different. Just like you watch Groot. It's like, oh, well, he just says, I am Groot. That's fine because he's a tree.
Yeah.
So like you accept those because it's an alien.
That's what I'm
saying.
It's that's a plus.
Yeah.
In the character of him. Yeah.
Yes. And all the shells are a little weird. So
I thought that was so funny with the there's some of his family or whatever that are peanut shells.
Yeah. That's a little bit of the continuity stuff that I just was like, I started thinking about it. I'm like, I can't think about it too much.
No, you can't think about it at all. But I was just
because it was supposed to just be shells.
How
and then
clever
now there's
is that though? That it's a peanut, because it's still a shell.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I guess you're right.
I thought it was
I didn't think about
so
that
clever.
Part. But then there were things that weren't shells.
Yeah. I think I saw like a mini wheat.
Oh yeah, a bunch of mini wheats. There was like a needle.
I thought I saw a tampon at one point.
We still don't know if it's not a tampon. But like things you put pin-ins for like the tomato.
The end, it started getting away from
and so it's like, okay, so what has sentience?
Yeah.
that's kind of where it started opening up, and I was like, so how do these things gain their sentient?
Yeah.
Because these are just like normal.
Because they haven't explained the world at all.
It's now inanimate objects that are just gaining sentience, and it's like, so how is that happening?
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of the movie, it was just, well, there's just this random family of shells that have sentience, and they've kind of somehow had children. We don't really know how.
Yeah.
But they have moms and dads and grandpas, so there is some sort of child bearing or something. Yeah. But then they definitely went out the window. But again, you just can't think of the continuity of stuff. Like it's all like, it is a family movie in the end, and when you're finally when you're watching that last 60-minute interview and like it pans out to everything, like
60-minute the show.
Yeah.
If people haven't seen it, they don't know 60 minutes is in it. That sounds like the last 60 minutes.
No. At the closing of the movie, when they're showing the 60-minute segment about Marcel, I thought that was a really cute thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tearful moment.
Yeah. I had a couple tears shed. One single tear at one point, and then another single tear at another point, and then I cried a little bit.
Yeah, the Marcel singing with his whole entire family at the grave was the cry moment. Yeah. I had a couple teary eyes, throughout the movie, but when that one hit, that one was like a legit.
Yeah, I also, this might be getting too much into it, but
we already said. We're not doing spoiler free. Okay. So if people are listening, they know that.
Okay, cool. I liked how it talked about, because they post all these videos on YouTube and whatever, social media. And then everyone loves him, but no one's helping him. Yeah. And that was the point of the videos. Yeah. And that.
I didn't really like that, but.
I really liked it because fame doesn't equal care.
No, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Yeah. However, with somebody that big, 30, 40 million views, there are people that will legitimately help out of that many people. Yeah. And so I felt like they I wish there was a little bit more of we're trying to help. Sorry, guys. But maybe it just doesn't fully get there. And they left it pretty easy because they had pictures of the people, and apparently it was only 2 years ago. Yeah. So somebody who saw that video would have recognized one of the people. Yeah. And it oh yeah, I'll reach out. So it was just another thing that I was I tried not to think about too much, and that's what gave us the 60-minute segment, which was a really good scene in conclusion or climax, I guess, of the movie. So
Yeah, I just liked the attention drawn to
how yeah, a lot of people just care about the popularity. They don't actually care about the people.
Yeah,
and like the doxers and people dancing up front, like they don't actually care about the person because now they're ruining their lives. Yeah,
I've heard a lot of like people who get famous on social media talk about how lonely it is when like you're especially a single creative, they're in their house or wherever making content all day long. Everybody loves them, but they are alone all day, every day, or whatever. And I've just heard a lot about people feeling lonely, or like you have to drive yourself. You have to be self-driven. Anyway,
you're talking about famous people being alone and stuff. Made me think of Addison Rae in the terrible commercials we got before this movie.
Who's Addison Rae?
That was the one at the Samsung Google where everyone was on their phone. Yeah. Addison Rae is like the most popular TikTok person, and which made that thing so stupid because she's the one that's telling people to get off their phone, and she makes like 12 TikToks a day of her dancing.
Oh, she's a dancer TikToker.
Yeah, she's like the original.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
She was like 16 or something when she started. Or maybe 17. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made me miss AMC's intros because
Nicole Kidman.
I hate it, but that's the Nicole Kidman's 1,000 times better than Regal's.
No, that was bad. Yeah, we had to go to Regal to watch this.
These forced, terrible movie lines.
That one was so bad.
That was like the worst. Like, whoever wrote that should never write a single thing ever again. You shouldn't write a tweet again. That's how bad that was.
That's so mean.
That was awful. I guess maybe the studio came to you and said, "Hey, force a bunch of movie quotes into this thing, and it's 30 seconds long, and you need to have 15 movie quotes." Yeah. There's nothing you can do. It's going to be garbage no matter what.
Yeah.
But man, that was garbage. And like,
no, it was bad. Yeah.
I was debating if having eardrums was worth it.
Oh my gosh.
And then the one after that was pretty bad too. I can't remember. Oh, it was the movie poster about the unlimited. That wasn't as bad. Like, that was just a promotion. Like, whatever. That was
whatever. Yeah.
But man, the movie quote one was rough.
Yes, it was.
And yeah, apparently Regal doesn't turn on their projectors sometimes.
Yeah, that was weird.
We were listening to half of a trailer when it was just a black screen.
Lyle Crocodile.
And then it's just boom.
I wanted to see it.
In the middle of the trailer, the screen just lit up.
They heard us talking about
Maybe.
it.
There were also only 10 people in a theater that was seated for
Huge.
200 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. More people go watch this.
Yeah.
If it's in your area.
I agree.
Yeah, like I said, this was going to be short. I just really wanted to nail down some thoughts and talk about it a little bit. So, do you have anything else you want to talk about? The cute little Marcel the Shell with shoes on?
I liked the relationship between him and the
filmmaker. Yeah, I like that a lot too.
Yeah, I thought it was again like something else you can relate to.
Yes, and showing like the care that Marcel has.
Yeah.
And how weirdly deep he is. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Do you think that you are having problems connecting with people because you
just want to film them all day
instead of instead of having actual interactions with them? And then he goes and gets him the candle.
Yeah. To the lighter.
Yeah, his candle ran out. He was like, "Can you go get me another one?" He was like, "No, I want to like film you doing it." He was like, you can help me." He was like, "Well, if I help you, like,
then I can't show how you live on your own or whatever,
or
how you do things.
Like, how would you do it if I wasn't here?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Sometimes I have to do things and I just can't do them, so then I don't."
Yeah.
And then
he's like, "You're not seeing how many times I can't do something, so I just don't go get it."
Or just don't do it.
Yeah.
So like he maybe just wouldn't finish that painting then because he doesn't want to spend 20 minutes trying to get a candle.
Yeah.
And then that's when he drops the line of
yeah.
And then he goes and gets the candle. Yeah. There were a couple like really good one-liners.
Yeah.
Or maybe not one-liners, but a sentence or whatever.
I think that's what makes Marcel Marcel.
Yeah. It's the blend of comedic genius,
Yeah.
caring, like person, and then random, like deep philosophical.
Yeah.
Which
Which maybe
lines.
we would all be more philosophical if we weren't on our phones all the time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if we were Shell, but
No.
I don't know. He seemed to be on the computer a lot, so
He was on the computer, but not until the other guy came.
they used to watch 60 Minutes all the time. That's television.
What, you watch 60 Minutes once a day? And
I think it's once a week too.
once a week?
It might be daily. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't remember.
I used to change the channel whenever 60 Minutes came on. So
I kind of like
I think it's Sunday night. I think it's after Sunday Night Football.
Oh, yep. I think you're
And
right.
I'd be like, change.
My
or
mom's been
bedtime.
watching- yeah. My mom's been watching Dateline.
Oh, gosh.
I watched one with her the other day. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, no.
But the acting is really bad.
You're going to be a murder
really
mystery female now, aren't you?
Listen, I like true crime stuff, but I don't want to consume it all the time. I have a Ted Bundy book downstairs.
I know. We watched
and
the
a
Ted
Dennis
Bundy
Rader
movie.
book downstairs.
Okay, maybe you are already that, and I just am denying it.
I'm very interested in it. I don't make it my whole. That's not like a hobby.
Yeah,
I
no.
like to read. I like to read about people.
Yeah.
Therefore.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tristan's
I'm
beating up her
sorry.
mic.
I'm smacking the cord.
Okay, well, you got anything else?
I think that's all.
Okay, well, what do you want to rate Marcel the Shell?
I
What
say
she's on?
4.
4.
I was thinking 375 in theaters, but then I equate that to my hanger. So
That's
4.
probably very true. If you watch it again, I think you'll have it higher than a 4.
Really?
Maybe. I don't really know. But I have it at 4.5. So that's why I thought it was incredibly well made.
Oh yeah.
Great story, great character.
I guess
Looked
I don't really
looked
have a
fantastic.
reason.
I mean, the only thing that can bring it down is that it's a little boring. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say maybe that it's slow.
yeah, it's not necessarily a act like.
And I was expecting something different.
Yeah,
Maybe if
When
I
I-
just go in normal.
action packed isn't the right word, but like, it's just not a
I
lot.
thought there would be more adventure.
Yeah, and there's a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
That the throw up bit was amazing.
I thought he pooped. I really did.
I think
he
you
pooped.
looked away
I
and you just
did.
came back and it was brown.
Yeah.
I'm like, did he just poop? I'm like, no, he threw up from motion sickness. And
You're
he
like,
kept on
he's never been in a car before, Tristan.
and he was like, oh, sorry.
He was getting so embarrassed about, and the guy's like, it's literally so small.
It's like a teardrop of
Yeah.
throw up.
And he does it again. He's like,
He does it
"I'm
like
so
5 times.
sorry."
He does it 5 times,
How
I
many
think.
times have you thrown up in your car?
Those are the lines that are just so good.
I know.
And
it makes complete sense.
oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's
He's
why it's so funny.
been in the car. He's been in a car once in his life.
Yeah.
And the bit of like, oh, let's just go really high up and find the car. And the
And the guy was
filmmaker's like, that's not going to work. He's like, I think differently.
Yeah.
Because he's never been outside of the house.
And then they go up to a high point, and he's like, so, like, is this all? Like, is this everything?
Like, this is one side of this small city, and there are other cities just as big as this,
or bigger.
really close to here. And then you go even farther out, and there's ginormous cities that
Yeah.
are much bigger than this.
He's like,
Oh,
oh.
I don't think this is going to be as easy as I thought.
Yeah.
He rolled out the map, and it was just, he's like, this doesn't look that big. I mean,
Yeah.
it's big, but like, it doesn't look that big. And when they're driving, he's just like, oh, there's a car, and there's a car,
Yeah.
there's
That's a blue car.
yeah. Like, they're just going to drive around and like, find this random
Yeah.
car.
Well, at the beginning, he's like, if we just get to the really high point,
Yeah.
then we can just look out and we'll see the blue car.
Yeah.
That's when you, like, it's kind of like a kid. When you
Yeah.
don't realize
No,
how
100%.
big.
It's, and just a kid, and just when your worldview is legitimately one house,
Yeah.
which is huge for him.
Yeah.
Like a house. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I loved the little garden bit, too.
Yeah.
The grandma in the garden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
liked, yeah. Oh, those spiders?
Yeah.
I could do without those. I could
Yeah.
do without the spiders.
I didn't really understand it too much. I think they were in the original shorts.
Oh. Okay.
So I think they wanted to keep them in. And I know that there's a bit with the grandma that she likes bugs.
Yeah.
But then earlier in the movie, they show a spider, and it's a normal spider.
Yeah.
And then these are animated spiders, which are, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
If this was a realistic spider, I would have hated it.
I think that I wasn't sure if they were friends or foes.
Gotcha.
And so I was I thought something was going to happen.
Maybe that was
going to
be the conflict.
Yeah. Like, you stay on your side, I'll stay on my side kind of thing.
The conflict is age
but then
and change. And
see, deep.
Random family going missing because they took the sock drawer.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
Yeah. Him crying in the tissue.
Oh.
The first time when
He's
he
like,
told,
excuse me, I'm just gonna go in here for a minute.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. 4 and a 4.5.
Probably higher if I see it again. Don't come at me.
Please go out and watch this. I think it was a really cute story. It's 90 minutes, so it's real short. You'll enjoy your time because of just the really tight, good dialogue. And yeah, Marcel is just such a great character that you'll fall in love with him, and you'll want good things to happen to him.
Yeah.
And I ruined some of it, but I told you beforehand that we were doing spoilers. So. Okay.
Well, and it's better seeing it in a movie.
Oh yeah.
Listening.
No, 100. Yeah. If you listen to this and we convince you to go watch it, still go watch it. I just told you a few things. All of the line, like we didn't.
It's better.
We did not ruin much.
Right. Yeah.
This is not us telling you that the Sixth Sense that Bill.
Don't tell people. Don't say it.
Oh my gosh.
Don't say it. Thank you.
Okay. So it's on that. Go watch it.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening to the bonus episode. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to throw it as a bonus episode. So you're welcome for giving you extra content this week. You are more than welcome to give us a tip if as a joke. But you can.
Like money?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like an actual tip.
Oh.
Like tell us.
I mean, you actually can give us a tip on our website. It does let you give us on Anchor and stuff.
Nice.
If you want to be kind, because we gave you an extra episode. But no, it's okay. Thank you guys for listening to the bonus episode. And like we said earlier, we will be back on next Monday to do Brad Pitt's Bullet Train.
Bullet Train.
Bye, guys.
Hey, moron!
You talking to me? You talking to me?
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
What an idiot!
Well, what do you expect? I'm the movie moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right! To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people! I've known sheep that could outwit you.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
No, none taken.